My name is John Lockaby. I'm the project manager from the Traffic Signals Unit within the Division of Traffic Engineering. This is the public information meeting for state project number 0131-0213, which is the Route 10 computerized traffic signal system replacement in the town of Southington. There is my email, john.lockaby@ct.gov, if you have any questions about this project. First, I will just want to talk to you about how you can view captions and subtitles within the Zoom meeting. Number one, click Show Options CC, click Speaking Language, and then select which language you would like from the list shown. Closed captioning, including non-English translation options, are available on YouTube after this event. We will have a recording of this meeting posted on our CTDOT YouTube page. A brief meeting overview for tonight. First, I have some housekeeping items to go over. I will introduce the project team and design team for this project. We'll talk about what the purpose of the meeting tonight is. We'll talk a little bit about the project and the locations, uh, what coordination that we've already undertaken as part of the early parts of design of this project. We'll talk about potential right-of-way impacts involved with this type of project. We'll talk about our current estimated costs and schedule, and then the next steps after this public information meeting. After a formal presentation, we will have a question and answer session. There are three separate ways to submit um, questions to the design team. One is by email. You can email me at john.lockkaby@ct.gov. Or phone number 860-594-2020. Please leave a voicemail at that phone number and please reference the project number 0131-0213. You can also participate live on the Zoom Q&A tonight. I will talk about how to participate on the next slide. And then we also have a project webpage, which will have contact information, information about the project, and further details. The project webpage is https://portal.ct.gov/DOT-SOUTHING-0131-0213. Our formal comment period is open through June 16th, but the live Zoom Q&A is only available tonight during this live session. The Zoom Q&A, select the Q&A tool at the bottom of the Zoom webinar window. The window will open as shown here on this slide. Please type your question into the text box. And if you're an audio only participant, dial *9 to raise and lower your hand. Title 6, this slide explains that no person shall, on the basis of race, color, or national origin, be excluded from participation or subject to discrimination in the development of this project. We have a voluntary post-meeting survey. We encourage feedback on how our public information meetings are conducted. There's more civil rights information at the link shown there. And like I said earlier, a recording of this presentation will be posted onto CTDOT's web YouTube channel after the event. This is the more formal Title VI notice to the public. For more information on CTDOT's civil rights program and the procedures to file a complaint, contact the CTDOT Title VI coordinator at 860-594-2169, TRS 711, or email deborah.goss@ct.gov. And this is the same Title VI notice posted in Spanish. All right, the project team for this project, we have Matthew Bloom, who is the division chief of traffic engineering. Lisa Conroy is the principal engineer for the traffic signals unit at CTDOT. Myself, John Lockby, I am the project manager. And from our division of rights of way, we have Malcolm Thomas presenting tonight. On the consultant design team, we have Quasi Brown, who is from Beta Group and is a project manager, and also Cam Tabrizi from WSP and is a project engineer. Also representing Connecticut DOT tonight, we have Jennifer Babowitz from Fuss and O'Neill, and they are our consultant liaison engineer for CTDOT. With that, I will hand it over to Queasy Brown to go on with the formal presentation.
Well, thank you very much, Jay, and good evening, everyone. Again, Quasi Brown. I'm a vice president with Beta Group 7 as project manager on the consultant side for this project. So the purpose for this meeting really is to provide an overview of the project and also to give a status update of where we are in the process. And also to meet with the public, obviously, to solicit input from the public, which will be used to further guide our design as we go through this project. And then finally, to respond to any questions you may have regarding this project. Next slide. So a little bit of an overview on the project. You had Jay talk about this project involving signal improvements. So really, this is full traffic signal replacements at 9 intersections along a 1.6 mile stretch of Route 10 in Southington. The corridor itself for Route 10 is classified as a principal arterial, and this corridor carries about 13,000 vehicles on a daily basis and has a posted speed limit of 35 miles per hour. So this graphic, as you see, north is to the right of the screen, but essentially the intersections that are circled are the ones that we are implementing this traffic signal improvements on. And again, these are full traffic signal replacements at 9 intersections. So starting to the left, which is the southernmost terminus of the corridor, is Route 10 at Old Turnpike Road. And then we work our way further north through a number of intersections till we get to the northernmost terminus of the corridor, which is to the right of your screen, which is the Route 10 at Flanders Street intersection. Next slide, please. So why are we doing this project? The purpose and need of this project is to replace aging signal infrastructure with new equipment to achieve a state of good repair and also to improve traffic operations on this Route 10 corridor. Some of the improvements that we will be implementing include new signal equipment at the intersections, pedestrian accommodation improvements, which includes the installation of new curb ramps as well as sidewalks. In some locations, we'll be implementing the flashing left turn yellow arrow signals, new vehicle detection at all the intersections, fiber optic communications between the 9 signals as well, CCTV cameras at each location, and also connected vehicle equipment, and improved access to transit stops, as well as elimination of crosswalks and transit stops within the corridor. Next slide. So in terms of the improvements themselves, with the traffic signal equipment, we'll primarily be looking to implement new mast arms. I think there's only one location where we'll be using span poles. So for the most part, is mast arms, obviously new signal heads, new vehicle detection, as well as new controllers at each of these intersections, emergency preemption equipment, and communication equipment. Next slide. The pedestrian accommodations, what we are looking at is, to the extent possible, have new crosswalks and ADA compliant ramps at all legs of each intersection, new sidewalks connecting ramps to bus stops, pedestrian signals with push buttons, and also pedestrian phasing with the blank out signs. And if you tend attention to the top right corner, there's a sample of the blank out signs where you have the no turn on red and then turning vehicles yield to pedestrians. And these will come on during the pedestrian phase at each intersection. Next slide. With respect to vehicular detection, we'll have two types. The first one being a 360-degree camera for stop bar detection. So it'll be able to pick up any vehicles that will be at a stop bar. And then we also have radar detection for advanced detection for vehicles approaching each intersection. Next slide, please. In addition, we talked about fiber optic communications, where the individual intersections can communicate with each other. Currently, what's out there is aerial copper interconnect, and we are going to be replacing the aerial copper interconnect with a 48-strand fiber optic interconnect, which is going to go underground along the length of the entire corridor. And then from the corridor, we're going to have a wireless cellular communication to the Connecticut DOT Highway Operations Center as well. Next slide. I'm going to spend a little time going through the individual intersections and describe what kind of improvements we are proposing. I want to draw your attention to the legend. That's going to be the basis for the various improvements at the intersections. So where you see in the sort of the bottom middle portion of the screen of your screen, you can see the legend with the brown rectangle representing areas where we are replacing existing sidewalk. There's a rectangle with bars, purple bars, which signifies where we are going to be introducing new crosswalks. The blue lines with the rectangle and actually square, and the arrows represent the mast arm supports as well as signal heads. And then the rectangle with the purple border as basically areas where there will be some right-of-way acquisition easements of that nature. So for this intersection, this first one being Route 10 at Old Turnpike Road, that is the southernmost intersection within the corridor. Again, north is to the right of the screen, as you can see from the yellow arrow. But for this intersection, as you can see, this is a three-legged intersection. Currently, the design in terms of signal equipment, we have a span wire design, and it also has two crosswalks, as you can see from the area, one across the west leg and one across the south leg of the intersection. This intersection currently has an exclusive pedestrian phase. What we are proposing, as you can see in the graphic just south of the aerial, to the bottom of the aerial, rather, is we are proposing a new mast arm at this location, a single mast arm that will serve all approaches with signal heads. We will have crosswalks on all three legs of this intersection, as you can see in the graphic, with sidewalk and curb ramp improvements as well. And we are proposing to keep the existing exclusive ped facing because of the way this intersection is skewed and the locations of the crosswalks at this intersection. There are going to be some easements, as again you can see in the graphic. There are probably going to be about 5 easements at this location for the maintenance of traffic signal equipment, as shown in the purple rectangular areas. Next slide. The next intersection is Route 10 at Route 120 in the School Access Drive. This is intersection 131-206. This is a four-legged intersection, as you can see. The Ranowski Elementary School is shown on the graphic as well, and the Southington Public Library is also shown in the southeast corner of the intersection. The west leg of this intersection, the school driveway, is an exit-only driveway. In terms of the existing equipment right now, this is also a span wire intersection. It's got three crosswalks, as you can see, at this location, and it also has an exclusive pedestrian phase. Um, what we are proposing here, as you can see in the bottom right in the graphic, is mast arms. We will have crosswalks on all the legs of this intersection, and we are proposing to keep the exclusive pedestrian phase because of the school at this location. There is going to be one easement that is identified right now, and that's in the southwest corner of the intersection. Um, Again, it's a common theme. All these intersections are going to have new video cameras, CCTVs, and preemption equipment as well. Next slide. The next one is Route 10, Columbus Avenue and Berlin Avenue. This intersection 131-207. This is a five-legged intersection, as you can see from the aerial. The Southington Town Hall is actually on the northeast corner of the intersection. Again, north is to the right, and then you have the Southington Green as well. This is also another location where we have a span post with a span wire design. There's crosswalks on four of the five legs of this intersection, as you can see. There's pedestrian signal equipment, but only for two of the legs at this location. What is being proposed is to keep the span wire design just because of the configuration of this location. Crosswalks on all on all five legs of this intersection with pedestrian signal equipment. Again, vehicular detection, CCTV as well, illumination improvements, all those will be implemented here. There is actually two locations where easements will be required, and that's in the southwest and then southeast corners of this intersection. Next slide. Next one is Route 10 at Center Street at Riccio Way. That's intersection 131-208. This is a four-legged intersection, as you can see. The Center Street leg of this intersection is one way going westbound. This intersection has two mast arms. Those will be replaced. There's crosswalks on all the legs, and we are proposing to keep crosswalks on all the legs as part of this intersection upgrade as well. Again, video cameras, CCTV, preemption, all those and new controllers will be provided at this location as well. There will be an easement required at the southeast corner of the intersection, as you can see in the purple box. Next slide. Next one is Route 10 at High Street at Merrill Avenue. This intersection 131-209. As you can see, this is an offset intersection. Again, north is to the right of the screen. This intersection has mast arms. There's two crosswalks. There are no pedestrian signal heads right now at this location. What's proposed, as you can see from the graphic, is to have a new mast arm to serve. There are actually two mast arms with crosswalks on all the legs of this intersection with new pedestrian signal equipment as well, and traffic signal phasing improvements as well at this location. No easements are required at this. There's one location that would require an easement, one parcel, which is on the northwest side of the intersection. Next slide. Route 10 at Mill Street, that's intersection 131-257. This is a three-legged intersection. It's got one mast arm and only one crosswalk, as you can see in the aerial. This location does not have any pedestrian signal equipment either. So the improvements will be to have a master arm 7, um, the approaches with pedestrian signal heads, crosswalks on all the legs with curb ramp improvements, and new pedestrian signal equipment with video camera, CCTV as well, and preemption equipment. Next. Moving, continue north within the corridor, we have Route 10 at Hobart Street. That's intersection 131-230. Again, this is also a four-legged intersection, as you can see in the aerial. It's got one mast arm at this location with 3 crosswalks and an exclusive ped face. What's proposed is to have mast arms, new mast arms at this location, crosswalks on all the legs with curb ramp and sidewalk improvements as well, and with concurrent ped face. And there will be some easements that will also be required at this location. We'll have vehicular detection improvements and CCTV cameras, as well as preemption equipment as well. Next slide. Route 10 at Curtis Street and the Stop and Shop driveway, that's intersection 131-220. This is a four-legged intersection, and it's got a span wire design. There's only one crosswalk. It's not really shown clearly in the area, but it's a crosswalk across the Stop and Shop driveway, and there are no pedestrian signal equipment either at this location. What we are proposing is to have 2 new mast arms with pedestrian signal heads, actually 3 new mast arms. 2 crosswalks, one across the southern leg and one across the Stop and Shop driveway. The parcel in the northwest corner is deemed historic, and so there's really not much we can do in that corner. We try to stay away from that so that we wouldn't impact that property. And so we're limited to 2 crosswalks at this intersection because of that. Again, new cameras, CCTV, preemption equipment would also be implemented here at this location. Next slide. And then lastly, the northernmost intersection within the corridor is the Route 10 at Flanders Street and Cemetery Driveway. That's intersection 131-239. You have the Cemetery Driveway labeled in the aerial, as you can see. Currently, this has a span wire design. There are no crosswalks and no pedestrian signals, pedestrian signal heads at this location. We are proposing mast arms, 2 of them. There'll be a crosswalk across the Flanders Street leg of the intersection with concurrent pedestrian phasing as well. Next slide. So in terms of project coordination, we've been coordinating with town staff. DOT sent town notification letters in March of this year, and then we had a virtual meeting with town staff May 27th of this year. The design coordination has been ongoing. We obviously having this virtual public info meeting tonight, and we'll continue to coordinate with the utility companies. We have a virtual meeting that's going to be coming up sometime this month, and then we'll have a field meeting early part of July as well. Next slide. As I've indicated, there will be some impacts right away, particularly getting some traffic easements. So far, we've identified about 10 easements that will be needed, but it has not been finalized yet, and that process is ongoing. And any easement would have to go through the Connecticut DOT rights of way process. Next slide. And so with that, I'll hand over to Malcolm Thomas to talk a little bit more about the DOT rights of way process. Malcolm.
Great. Thank you, Kwesi. Good evening. As mentioned, I'm Malcolm Thomas. I'm an assistant project coordinator with the Department of Transportation Rights of Way Division. Our office is responsible for acquiring necessary property and property rights for transportation projects throughout the state. I'm here to provide a brief overview of our acquisition process. As mentioned, this project will require the acquisition of property rights and maybe specific property impacts are still being determined and finalized as the design changes and progresses. Any property and property rights will be acquired in accordance to Connecticut General Statutes, Section 13A 73 and 13A 98E, as well as the Uniform Act. It's important to note that the state will only acquire property rights or property that are deemed necessary to the project. Once all the impacts for the project have been determined, the right-of-way acquisition process will begin. Impacted property owners will receive a formal letter of intent to acquire, along with a property map, which depicts exact property rights to be acquired by the state. Next slide, please. You can see a sample of a property map that a property owner would receive if they were to be impacted by this project. Our office will determine fair market value for those property or property rights, and will be used to establish an offer of just compensation. That offer will be sent to the property owner in writing, and a right-of-way agent will be available to meet with impacted property owners to explain the project, go over the impacts to their property, and explain the state's offer. Property owners typically have 30 days to consider the state's offer and enter into negotiations. Once an agreement is reached, the department will prepare all necessary paperwork to record the conveyance documents on the property and property map on the town land records. In an event that agreement cannot be reached, to keep on schedule with the project, the department may acquire necessary property rights through its power of eminent domain, which the state will file a notice of condemnation on in the Superior Court, along with a monetary deposit in the amount of the state's offer. The owner will have 6 months from that date to file an appeal if they feel the state's offer was inadequate. Whether or not the owner chooses to appeal, the money will be deposited in the court and is available to be withdrawn at any time. I'll bring it back to Kwesi to continue our presentation. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Malcolm. So in terms of project cost and design schedule, this project currently is 100% state funded with a budget of about $9 million. In terms of design schedule, we've gone through preliminary engineering. The preliminary design is currently under review by Connecticut DOT. The goal is to have semi-final design completed in October of this year, with final design plans completed in May of 2027, advertising in July of 2027 with a spring 2028 construction start date. Next slide. So next steps really is to get feedback, as I indicated, and then incorporate the feedback, the public feedback, into our design process to continue to refine our design. We'll also refine our right-of-way needs as well, and then continue our coordination with the utility companies to go through and complete our design. Next slide. With that, I'll hand over to Jay.
Great. Thank you, Kwesi. Thank you, Malcolm, for that presentation. With that, we will head into our question and answer session. There are 3 different ways you can submit questions live for the design team to answer tonight. One is you can send it to my email, john.lockkaby@ct.gov. You can call us at 860-594-2020 and leave a voicemail for the design team. Or you can also participate on the live Q&A right now on the Zoom session. As I said earlier, um, our comment period is open through June 16th, 2026, but we'll be accepting calls or emails if anybody has any questions. Um, and we will have a live recording of this presentation posted on our YouTube site after the presentation. With that, Jennifer Babowitz, I think you were looking at some of the Q&A in the background during the presentation. Do we have any questions on the Zoom?
Yes, we do have one question directed toward the designer, so I guess Quasi could um, look at this one. The Route 10 at Route 120/School Drive intersection has a no turn on red restriction for Route 120. This right turn appears to have sufficient sight distance to make a right turn on red, and the restriction may have previously been implemented due to the pedestrian phasing for the school. The Route 120 right turn lane frequently has long queuing. I would like to request for the no turn on red restriction to be reevaluated and other alternatives, such as blank out signage, be potentially implemented instead.
So yeah, that's a good question. This is something that we can look at in detail. I know there's currently a no turn on red, but what is being proposed for this project as this design is to have a blank out to the person who posed the question's point, a blank out no turn on red that's going to come on when the pedestrian exclusive pedestrian phase at this intersection comes on. As to whether that sign can be not for vehicular right turns can be removed, that's something that we can go out in the field and we'll further evaluate the sightlines at this location. And if we see that there's adequate sightlines, that could possibly lead to it being permanently removed. Also keeping in mind that we will have a blank out no turn on red sign for the pedestrian phase when that exclusive ped phase comes in.
Yeah, thanks, Quincy. I think also with our own evaluations, we'll also be talking with the town, making
Right.
sure, um, you know, any sort of decision like that, is talk about town officials and see what their preferences are as well. But yeah, thanks, Quincy. I think that was a good answer. I'm not seeing any other questions at the moment. Um, Again, our presentation recording will be posted on our CTDOT YouTube webpage after this. We please encourage you to also fill out our survey. Please let us know if there's any feedback. We welcome any feedback from the public. Um, our formal comment period is open through June 16th, 2026. Again, my email is john.lockaby@ct.gov. We will also uh, listen for voicemails. The phone number is 860-594-2020. Please, if you could, reference project number 0131-0213 or mention Southington Route 10 signal replacement project. Um, we'll also have our report of meeting posted on the project webpage. Um, it's at portal.ct.gov/DOT Southington 0131-0213. Um, but our there will still leave we'll still wait a couple more minutes just in case there's any other questions submitted on this live Q&A. Um, And thank you for the question already. We appreciate the questions. I'll just wait a few more minutes just in case there's one or two more questions. We'll check the voicemails one more time. Um, and did we already post the survey into the? Yes. Looks like we have the survey in the webinar chat. Um, we welcome the feedback, so thank you. Again, yeah, you can send me an email at any time. My email is john.lockkaby@ct.gov. And uh, you can also leave us a voicemail, 860-594-2020. And with this recording will be on our YouTube page um, for anybody to view afterwards, to share, and it'll be linked on our project webpage that's shown there. With that, I'm not seeing any more questions. Um, Jen, are you seeing anything else? I just want to double check before I log off.
Nope, no further questions.
Okay, thank you. All right. Um, with that, I appreciate everybody who attended tonight. And like I said, this recording will be available. We will continue to accept comments and voicemails, and we look forward to your feedback. Thank you very much.